Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I decided that I'm going to tell you guys the truth about where I have really been while I get ready, do my makeup, eat lunch, blueberry yogurt, granola, and raisins, because that's literally the only thing I have in my house, and kind of just fill you guys in on where I have been these past couple of weeks and what has actually been going on that I haven't shared on my Instagram. I'm going to try to make this video one cut through, hopefully minimal editing because I hate editing, and just to kind of get this up for you guys so you know where I've been. So with that being said, I'm going to do a full beat, full glam while I eat and tell you guys where I've been. Let's do it. So we're going to take it all the way back to January. Excuse me, today is February 24th. I have no business doing this right now. I have to be at work. So, but I decided now or never. And all I had to do was Starbucks this morning. I got my eyelashes done. So I was like a mukbang, get ready with me, tell all. I have to use this mirror, so I apologize. Where can I put it? Right here. Many of you know, I just got back from Florida, so my face is peeling. But we're taking it back to January, second week to be exact. My friends and I went on a ski trip, and we went to Hunter Mountain, and we rented an Airbnb. Really cute, great views of the mountain, like 1 minute away from the mountain, and there was probably about 10 of us. So we went for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, came home Sunday, I think. So whatever. First, I decided I'm going to go snowboarding. I was snowboarding once 10 years ago in college with a ex-boyfriend of mine. At the time, we weren't dating. And he was a sweetie, obviously was trying to impress me, taught me how to snowboard. And I did pretty good. I didn't fall one time. I'll never forget, I didn't fall one time. So I was like, I don't need a lesson. It was also a holiday weekend, so I couldn't even get a lesson. So my friends and I are like, screw it, we're just gonna wing it. I've also went to Ski Week in Austria with my best friend Lo a few years ago, and we took skiing lessons. And we were so bad that the ski instructor would not even let us on the bunny hill, okay? I don't know if it was like a ploy because he just wanted us to buy another lesson, but we went on a week-long ski trip in the mountains of Austria, and me and her put skis on for about 45 minutes. But it was an amazing trip, if you like to party. So anyway, so I decide, you know what, I'm going to rent a snowboard because that's like cooler, and we're going to snowboard. So my girlfriend and I both have never snowboarded, but we're like, whatever, we're going to snowboard. All of our friends leave us literally high and dry on the mountain. They did not want to babysit, which I totally understand. P.S. Somebody should have cared a little bit, but whatever, fine. Yes, I'm throwing shade at my friends right now. Not somebody. Not all of them. Just a few. Whatever. Anyway, someone should have cared. So we rent our shit, and I realize I don't even know how to put the snowboard on. LOL. I have no idea. So figure it out. Finally, it takes a bit, you know, do our little photo shoot because that's why we're here. And to the bunny hill we go, and there's like 4 of us. So I also ripped tequila shots before we got to the mountain because I was like, I'm gonna feel, sorry if you hear shaking, my washing machine is finishing up. I'm gonna feel much better if I'm like a little bit naive to the situation and I feel a little invincible. So let me drink some Don Julio. So drank Don Julio for breakfast. feeling good, feeling confident, feeling good. Go down the mountain the first time, and I fall going down. This is the bunny hill. But I get back up, and I'm realizing very quickly, also it was negative like 5 degrees and a sheet of ice. I'm realizing very quickly that the problem here is I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to slow down, and I don't know how to stop. But neither do my friends, okay? And I had watched some of a YouTube drunkenly the night before to try to figure out what I needed to know. So now I'm standing at the base of the bunny hill, YouTubing how to stop on a snowboard. Okay? I get on the lift, no problem. You know, it's one of those ones where you stand, not like a real lift. And I go down for a second time. And I'm going so fast, in my head at least, and I don't know how to stop. So what do I do? Is this the wrong concealer? No. What do I do? Oh, I know what to do. Because the one guy who was like a good snowboarder said to me the night before, whatever you do, don't land on your wrist. You'll break your wrist. So I hear him in the back of my head, and I'm like, I know how to stop. I'm gonna throw my ass down because I got a big butt, and that should work. Well, I throw my ass down so hard that I literally break my tailbone. Like, my teeth rattled inside my head. That's how hard I hit my tailbone. Like, I was not expecting that, anticipating that at all. I have tears in my eyes, but I'm not crying, and I get up, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna shake it off. No, the pain is excruciating. If you've never fallen on your tailbone, then you can't relate. It's excruciating. Okay, so at that point, I basically tap out. I'm just standing there, let my friends do a few more rounds, get some videos, whatever, and I'm like trying to take it like a champ. We take the car back home while everybody else who like knows what they're doing stays, whatever. I get home and I realize I can't sit, I can't walk, I can't bend over, like the worst pain I've ever been in, and I've never broken a bone before, so like I can't really relate it to anything else. So I'm like, okay, I'm fucked, like want to cry but I'm not going to. So I have to take the car to go pick everybody else back up. By the way, I am sober at this point. This is hours later. I did not drive to the slopes. So I go pick up everybody, and I realize that driving the 1-minute drive, I can't even sit on my butt or go over like any type of bump. So I get to them and I'm crying. Somebody else has to drive the car, and from there on out, that tailbone situation lasted about 3, almost 4 weeks of excruciating pain, not being able to roll over in my bed, not being able to sit, not being able to work out, not being able to do anything. I'm sure all my friends just thought I was being like a drama queen, but no, it was really that bad. And I looked it up, and it's like, even if it's broken, there's nothing you could do. So I don't have proof it's broken. I don't know if it was fractured. I don't know what it was, but it put me out for literally like three weeks. So I get home from the ski trip, and I have like 3 days until I go to the Bahamas for my best friend's bachelorette party. So I go, you know, get my eyelashes done, blah, blah, blah. So I'm on FaceTime, and I had like just gotten out of the shower, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so weird. I have like a pimple under my chest. I'm like, that's weird. I must have broke out from like being sweaty in the ski stuff. That's so weird. And my friend's like, oh yeah, like whatever. No, like doesn't think anything of it. So I go get my eyelashes done, and I told my mom, I'm like, yeah, I have this like weird bump on me. And she's like, well, you know, you're going to the Bahamas, like why don't you, maybe you got a rash, like why don't you just stop at the walk-in if it's not crazy for COVID. I'm like, okay, so I get my eyelashes done, and there's a walk-in right next door. So now it's like nighttime, like two or the day before I'm gonna leave, or 2 days before I'm gonna leave. So it's like nighttime. So I go in, and there's no wait, there's no COVID, I'm the only person in there, whatever. Doctor sees me, and he's like, oh, it looks like bug bites. And I'm like, oh shit, you know what? We went to a frozen lake for a while. It was -10 degrees, and I was in a bathing suit. Okay? We took pictures there. It was like really cool. So I'm like, oh, the lake, like frozen lake. There must have been like some type of weird like bug. Okay, fine. So then the next day, okay, so I'm not supposed to leave yet. I'm supposed to leave on Thursday or Friday. I don't know the dates. I have another day before I leave. So the next day, my parents came by to do something, and my dad is like, how's that rash or whatever? And I'm like, oh, like, I think it's fine. Like, oh, also I had spray tan that morning. So I was like, I looked in the mirror this morning and it was fine. Like, I self-tanned my whole body. He's like, okay, whatever. That night, I go to shower off my spray tan. Well, these 2 bites turned into 50 bites all over me. I'll insert photos here. So, I'm freaking out. Freaking out. I'm texting everyone that went away. Anybody else have these like bites? No, 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 no. Just me. I'm like, okay. Weird. So now they're my head, side, lower hips, back, arms, underarms. Not on my legs, not on my face, not on my neck. Thank God. Okay. I'm supposed to go to the Bahamas tomorrow. I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac. I'm like, what if I'm dying? Now I'm going to be in another country with probably not the same type of hospital system we have here. And it's COVID. My friends won't be able to come with me. Like, oh my God. Freaking out. I call my friend who slept in the same bedroom as me. And we slept in the master, and I'm like, hey, do you have like anything on you? And he's like, no. And he was going to take me to the airport the next day. I'm like, okay. He comes over, and I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock at night when I realize this. I'm like, take your shirt off. He's like, no, nothing on me. Like, I looked. I'm like, take your shirt off. Boom. There it is. He's got it. And it's texting again. Nobody else has it but me and him. Right away, I say to myself, we have bed bugs. We have fucking bed bugs. Me and him are like Mr. Clean. Like, we literally are the cleanest people ever. We shower like 4 times a day. We are obsessed with cleaning our houses. We're obsessed with being clean. We're like the cleanest people. So we literally have matching Danny Tanner shirts that say like clean is nice, okay? So we both start freaking out. Googling, calling my mom, like whatever. Now we're checking the bed and we're like, holy shit, if we have bed bug bites, we brought them home probably. Isn't that like what happens? We're fucking infested. Start throwing all my blankets out. All my pillows out. Everything's going in the wash on high. I'm steaming my mattress. And this is, now it's like midnight, okay? Midnight. Don't know what to do. I went to the walk-in said it was nothing. Like, whatever. So then we drive all the way to his house, which is like an hour away to check his house. No bed bugs. So we don't find anything. We check like every crevice. I'm talking like flashlights, like hands and knees. Like, we're going bonkers, right? Because they say like once you get bed bugs, like you're fucked. We're like, well, that's weird though. None of our friends have it, but none of our friends slept in that bed. Only we did. And they're not itchy really, but they're all over me, and they're in threes. So now we finally get back to my apartment. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm supposed to be up for a flight in like an hour. And I make the executive decision to cancel my flight and go to the walk-in tomorrow and try to get into a dermatologist. Now, P.S., I had to get a COVID test for this trip. Now my COVID test will be expired if I fly out a day late. So now I also need a new COVID test. Chaos, straight chaos. We didn't sleep at all. He didn't sleep at all. Horrible. I wake up. I had looked for a Northwell walk-in appointment while this was all happening, and I got one for like 8 in the morning. So I wake up, I go to the Northwell, get my COVID test, and show her my bites. She's like, honestly, it looks like bed bugs, but there's no way to like really know, and I'm not a dermatologist. Okay, great. Call like the dermatologist office by me, get an appointment for like 12 o'clock. I'm like, okay, this is good. Go to the dermatologist, and he's like, yeah, pretty sure it's bed bugs. I'm like, well, we also went in the hot tub. And he's like talking it over, and I'm like basically like nude in his office, like I don't even care. I'm just like stripping down. And they come back and they're like, definitely not the hot tub disease, blah, blah, blah. Really looks like bed bugs, like 99% sure it's bed bugs, but you can't really like say it's bed bugs without seeing a bed bug. I'm like, okay, well, we don't have any proof of bed bugs anywhere. So he gives me a whole bunch of medicines and is like, I'm like, look, I'm going to be in the sun, I'm going to be drinking, like blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, it's fine, whatever. I'm like, okay. He literally gives, oh my god, I knew I shouldn't have put powder on. My forehead is peeling so bad. I look crazy. I'm tweezing the skin off of my forehead. He literally gives me a, and P.S. I have like tons, and my friend only has like 10. So he gives me like a cream to put on your entire body from your neck to your feet. And it's basically like a scabies medicine. So in case you have like a flesh-eating bug on you, it will kill it. So I'm concerned. He also gave me 2 other pills to take. And tells me to, you know, have him put it on too. Whatever. So at this point, I'm confirmed for bed bugs pretty much. So I end up going on the trip a day late, booking a new flight, like all this stuff, making it to the bachelorette party a day late with covered in bed bugs. And like telling them like, hi guys, I'm coming, but like I don't have bed bugs in my house yet that we found. So I go to the Bahamas. Everything was fine. The bed bug bites are clearing up. He doesn't have any more. I don't have any more, which means they're probably not in our house, thank God. But we're still like panicked about it. So, as many of you might have seen, go to the Bahamas, amazing time. While we're there, our Airbnb, whatever you want to call it was like a rental, it wasn't through Airbnb, floods, the cesspool floods with actual shit. So, I am like really not doing well so far on the luck. We end up having to switch houses. It was a shit show, literally. And I had my period on this trip. So, I am on this trip with bed bugs, trying to live my best life, celebrate with my best friends, and I get my period. But it was supposed to come, so that's okay. So I get my period, and I'm all dressed up. We go to dinner, everything's great, and we leave dinner, and I'm like, oh, shit, like, I feel like I need to change my tampon, like, it's coming out of me. We get to the hotel where we're going out. This is a graphic, warning, graphic. And I have bled through my underwear and my shorts. Like, massacre. To the point where I have to take my underwear off, throw them out, wash my shorts in the sink. Thank God they were like pleather and it rinsed out, but like, bad. All my friends are giving me their tampons. I don't even have any, because usually when I get my period, it's very light. Because I'm on birth control. For years. The same one for years. So, whatever. I wake up the next day, bled through my pajamas. It's on the sheets. This goes on and off the whole entire trip. So, this is now, so now we are over the bed bugs. I still have marks on me though. We are over the bed bugs and we are moving into the massacre period story. So if you missed it on my Instagram, here we go. So, we fly home and we fly into JFK. I live about an hour away from JFK. I'm just checking my time here. I live about an hour away from JFK. So the plan was we were gonna take a car, me and my 2 friends who live on Long Island, and drive back. We're landing on the plane and I have a tampon in and I feel something happening. So I get off the plane, I run to the bathroom, and it's happened again. I have now bled through my leggings. I have my suitcase, I changed my leggings. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This is so crazy. Put a tampon in, come out. My friend's getting her luggage off the conveyor belt, and I'm like, it's happening again. And I just go into straight panic mode because I can tell something's like not right. Like, not right. I look at them and I'm like, I have to run. Like, I'm leaving right now. I'm taking the air train to JFK. The JFK air train to the Long Island Railroad. Oh, it's also like 5 o'clock, so I'm convinced we're going to sit in rush hour traffic. And we have to drop the both of them off first because they live on the way. So I'm like, I'm just going to get on the air train and then take the Long Island Railroad. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm running. So now I'm running and I have the tampon that I have in me and like a panty liner on. And it's coming out. Like, can't be stopped. And I could feel it and I know it's happening. I'm basically now in tears on the air train and I get to the Long Island Railroad and I can't even sit down because there's no seats. And I have my sweatshirt tied around my waist and I'm in tears because this has just never happened to me before. And I was just like beside myself. I finally end up getting a seat. I sit on the railroad and make it all the way home and my dad picks me up. I can't even sit down in the car. I'm holding the headrest facing backwards because I'm like not gonna make it. So my dad like brings my luggage and stuff in. I run upstairs, full-blown massacre. But I'm like, okay, this was probably just a weird like flying thing and like whatever. I'm home now. Now I'm home, gonna shower, it's gonna be great. It never stops. The changing of a super tampon or whatever I had left in my house goes on to be changed every 15 minutes. From the time I got home, which was like 7 until 4 in the morning. Until I finally called it quits and said, I guess I have to go to the hospital. So my parents take me to the hospital. They don't come in, obviously. I tell them what's going on. My heart rate's very high and my blood pressure is very high. And usually when you're losing a lot of blood, your blood pressure is very low and your heart rate is low. So get admitted. You know, if you heard this story on Instagram, I'll kind of sum it up for you, but they end up finding fibroids, like making me like reset my birth control. It stops the bleeding, whatever. So here we are about, I don't know, a month later, and I've had my period once, now twice already within the month. So my body does not know what the actual hell is going on. I have my period right now, which is on time with my birth control, but I also had it a week before this for like 2 weeks. So it's just been like a long month of bleeding and periods and just like my body under complete duress, okay? So first it was the bed bugs, then it was the period, then we had overflowing cesspools, and it was just like one thing literally after another. And then when I get home, I get a cold right before my friend's wedding, and I'm taking COVID tests, don't have COVID, but I feel like absolute dog shit. Like, I feel literally sick. I sound sick. Just like was sorry, my camera shut off. But life lesson that I want to share here with you guys is, I don't care where you're staying, no matter where you're freaking staying, check for bed bugs. It does not matter if it's the Four Seasons. Check for bed bugs, because jokingly when we got there I was like, oh, did you check for bed bugs? And I think he like looked for like a minute and was like, yeah, like it's fine. Check for bed bugs, because if we would have brought them home, our lives would have been actually over. As it is, I threw like blankets and all that shit out, but like, I don't care where you think you're staying, check for bed bugs, because it's bad, okay? It's really, really bad. And they say, you know, they come in threes. All of my dots were in threes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they say. I learned a very valuable lesson, and I didn't share this on Instagram because I didn't want to come on Instagram and be like, hi, I just hemorrhaged from my period, I have bed bugs, I broke my tailbone skiing. Like, it was just like a lot. It was just like a lot. And like the bed bugs thing, like, it sounds really bad. And also, to add to my hospital story, I had told them, like, look, I had bed bugs, like, I took this medicine, like, I don't know, maybe that affected my period. So now they're all coming into my room, which I didn't share this on Instagram, in fucking hazmat suits. And I have a thing on my door that says, like, do not enter without protective gear. at the end, the lady comes to give me my discharge, and she's like, oh, that's weird, you don't have COVID? And I was like, what? And she was like, oh, there's a sign on your door, blah, blah. I thought you had COVID, but your COVID test is negative. I'm like, oh, no, I don't have COVID. I had bed bugs. Great. So, with that being said, like I said, no matter where you're staying, check for bed bugs. If you don't know how to check for bed bugs, watch a YouTube video and check for bed bugs. Do you hear me? Check for bed bugs, because I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. It fucking sucked. It sucked. And if you bring those bed bugs home, you have to like fumigate your whole house. Like, it's not a joke. Like, my whole building probably, because I live in an apartment, could have had bed bugs at that point. So, and Airbnb doesn't give a flying shit. Like, we spent thousands of dollars on this house. Like, thousands. Like, multiple thousands. And they don't care. So, that's my, you know, valuable life lesson. I'm just looking for what eyeshadow I feel like wearing. Check for bed bugs. So, your girl in 2022 has had bed bugs, has had a cold, a broken tailbone, what else? What else has been going on? Just like a lot. Just like a lot. Like a real lot. So, they always say like January, February are like rough months of the year for, you know, like some people. And I think I'm one of those people. So, February is almost over. I'm getting distracted. I can't pick what I want to wear. I always wear neutrals, and I don't have time to do anything fun. So, I guess neutral it is. But, yeah, that's like kind of where I've been. I've been trying to rest. I think my body is just like still very confused with the whole period situation. Like, I'm tired. I just went back to the gym this week. I'm exhausted. Like, it's just like, it's really, really, really been a lot. And, I don't know. I was like talking to my family and friends, and they're like, oh, don't share the bed bug thing. Like, it's a lot. And then I was like, no, I'm going to share it. And then they were like, no, don't share it. And now I'm like, no, I'm going to share it. But I'm going to share it here instead, because it's really hard to post a lengthy Instagram story and kind of like talk, because it cuts you off right away. But, yeah, that's really it. Check your bed for bed bugs. Okay? Take it from B-Lash. Like, do it. With that being said, that concludes my January, February. I had a great New Year's Eve. Like, I rang in the new year, thought everything was going to be splendid. But, listen, life throws things at you, right? Like, sometimes it's just a little bit more difficult than it should be. Sometimes you get fucking bed bugs. Sometimes you don't. You really don't know. But with that being said, thank God we don't have it in our houses. We are all cleared of bed bugs. We probably will never go snowboarding again without a instructor. Like, ever again. And I learned a valuable lesson. Will I stay in an Airbnb again? Probably. Will I not check for bed bugs? No. And with that also being said, I will take pictures immediately, because you literally have to prove while you are there that there is something wrong. You can't go home and then say, I took pictures of bed bugs or I took pictures of roaches. You have to do it while you're there, which I did not know. So, and I learned that they don't give a flying crap about you or your stay or how many, you know, doctor's appointments I had to go to. They don't care. So, 3 doctor's appointments later, sis had bed bugs. Like I said, hopefully I've included the pictures already. But yeah, that's like kind of, I hate this eyeshadow. That's fine. That's kind of where I've been and what's been going on. So for those of you who have been wondering, there you go. And for those of you who are watching this video, thank you so much. I'm really going to try to work on my YouTube now that I'm back here in life. And I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you can like and subscribe, comment, and let me know your thoughts on my bed bug experience. If you've ever had bed bugs or experienced something similar, please let me know down below. Share this with your friends, your family, or anybody who loves B-Lash. And I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing week or weekend, depending when I get this up. Hopefully gonna get it up very soon. And thank you guys for your support. If you're not following me on Instagram, head on over, give me a follow, And be sure to check out Bee Lash Boutique. You know, www.beelashes.com. Love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.